It was sleek, ambitious, revolutionary. The Soviet answered to the Raptor. But in the end, it was just a ghost. This is the story of the MiG 1.44, a fifth-generation fighter built to hunt the skies, only to be grounded by history itself. A prototype designed to reshape the future, and then left behind, watching tourists snap photos of what could have been. The 1980s. The West was pulling ahead, quietly, invisibly. America's stealth revolution was in full swing. The 8F program would give birth to the F-22 Raptor, a jet that would define air dominance for decades. In the East, panic turned to purpose. The Soviets needed something radical, something that could not only survive the Raptor, but kill it. What followed was codenamed Project 1.42, later known as the MiG 1.44, a design that promised stealth, super maneuverability, and electronic warfare integration decades ahead of its time. They didn't just build the fighter, they forged a statement. Twin AL-41F engines, internal weapon bays, radar-absorbing materials. The MiG 1.44 wasn't just supposed to fly, it was designed to vanish. It featured fly-by-wire controls, canards for extreme agility, and thrust vectoring nozzles that whispered of super maneuverability. Soviet engineers claimed it could hit Mach 2.35, others said it could super cruise, but as the Iron Curtain fell, so did the funding. On that cold leap day in 2000, it flew, briefly, just 18 minutes, the first and nearly the last time the MiG 1.44 ever tasted the sky. No parades, no mass production, just a quiet touchdown and silence. Russia had changed. Budgets were gone. Threats were shifting. The Cold War was over. And so, after just 2 recorded flights, the MiG was quietly grounded. On paper, it looked promising, but the Raptor was already flying. The MiG 1.44 had shape, but not stealth. Ram coatings weren't as advanced. Engine nozzles weren't shielded. Its radar cross-section, possibly under 0.3 square meters. Respectable, but nowhere near the F-22's ghostly 0.0001 square meters. The F-22's AN/APG-77 AESA radar could track targets over 500 kilometers away, while remaining nearly undetectable. Its Pratt & Whitney F-119 engines enabled sustained super cruise without afterburners, flattening exhaust to mask infrared signatures. The MiG? It was a generation behind in sensors, behind in fusion, behind in funding. Even in a fair fight, it wouldn't be fair. If they ever met in the sky, the MiG wouldn't allow it. The F-22 would detect it first, launch first, and kill first. And by the time the MiG's radar even blinked, it would already be burning. That's not just a theory. That's the harsh, clinical outcome of dozens of simulations and analysis run by Western and Eastern strategists alike. The MiG's airframe might have been lethal in 1987, but in 2000, it was obsolete before it left the tarmac. Now, the only MiG 1.44 sits quietly at the Gromov Flight Research Institute, a monument to Soviet ambition and post-Soviet collapse. It's rolled out for the MAX airshow sometimes tourists walk past it, not knowing what they're looking at. But for those who do, it's not just a plane, it's a eulogy. But not all was lost. The MiG's DNA lives on. Bits and pieces whisper through the Su-57 Felon, and some experts say China studied it closely before finalizing the J-20 Mighty Dragon, which shares the same canard layout and nose contour. The MiG 1.44 may have died on the vine, but its blueprints still breathe. The MiG 1.44 was a bold answer to a question Russia couldn't afford to finish asking. It had the shape, the speed, the vision, but not the money, not the timing, and not the power to match what the West had already built. In the end, it wasn't destroyed by war. It was undone by history.